All right, so if you are an owner of a short-term vacation rental, you have to read this report. AirDNA, they just came out with their 2025 outlook. If you're not familiar with AirDNA, they're basically a software company. It's a privately held software company. They analyze short-term rental income numbers like all across the world. So all kinds of different markets, mountain markets, coastal markets, everything in between, provide a ton of data for free to analyze different properties. And then you can actually have a subscription that provides kind of more up-to-date data with you. But I'll let you dive in and kind of read the whole report yourself. We're going to send it to all of our clients, certainly. But whether you rent and manage it yourself or whether you give it to a rental management company, still super important to catch up on this. It can help you have conversations and relevant conversations with your rental manager as well. So again, you can read it. Give you a couple quick takeaways that I got from it. So 2024 was really all about kind of stabilization of the market. 20 and 22, as we know, 21, 22 were great income years for the short-term rentals. 23 definitely jumped off. 24 was about kind of getting back to a stabilization. 2025, basically most of the metrics show slight improvements over 24, so good news from there. Kind of cool for us here in Myrtle Beach. There was a section that talked about natural disasters, the impact of that. Obviously, we were fortunate this year to not have to deal with much. Florida got crushed, had a lot of different problems. It actually broke out a bunch of different coastal markets and showed kind of what the outlook for 2025 going forward was. For us in Myrtle Beach, I think we were fourth on that, which was a great number. It was basically showing supply of short-term rentals going down a little bit and demand going up. So those are both two great directions for improvement in the rental market. It also dove into a really neat stat. So RevPAR, there's a link in the article that you can actually read more about RevPAR. I'm not going to dive into it. It took me a couple times to read it myself, but it's a really neat metric. Talks about kind of pricing. You can score different properties. It goes into, would you rather have a property that's bringing in $500 a month or $500 a night with a 40% occupancy rate, or say $150 a night with an 80% occupancy rate. So, something that just talks about with your rental management about pricing. Do you price it high, less wear and tear, vice versa? But great article overall. It got into a couple big national stats just about real estate in general. Talked about interest rates, as we know, kind of feel like they're going to bounce around kind of that same 6% this year. And then pricing, cool metric on pricing, showed basically if you bought something in 2018, the expectation is that will be worth double by 2026. My takeaway from that too is that even as we move into 2024, the projection is that prices will still kind of continue to creep up as well. So that's a lot of info. We'll have the link to it. So AirDNA's 2025 outlook, great article, something you have to read if you are a short-term rental owner here in Myrtle Beach or anywhere across the country. If we can help you, every market's, this is the national, or really a global report. If you want to talk about your property here in Myrtle Beach, we'd love to connect with you and give you our insight. Thanks again.